terms. I had to come to terms at the beginning of the first couple of weeks of the fact that I felt a bit guilty. I'm a frontline worker. I should be in theatre, but the fact of the matter is, I can't be there. My daughter's in shielding. There is the uncertainty of they're saying to me at work, I can't come to work. It's not safe. If I bring it home, the fact is my daughter's going to die. She's at high risk. She's got a respiratory condition. COVID was linked to respiratory. So we had to come to terms with that. My daughter also had to come to terms with the fact that we can't exercise, Mum. We're not allowed out the house. It was almost like we'd been put in a prison, in a cage, going, you guys have gone from going out every single night. You're either doing the hockey, you're at the gym, you've done something every night, to suddenly you're not allowed outside your front door. What are we going to do? And it was quite, like everybody, it was a bit of a traumatic time. And it's like, well, we've got to turn this into a purpose. And it was the perfect timing because England Hockey had put up a wellbeing session. And I was like, on Zoom? What Zoom? Little did we know where Zoom was going to take us. So I thought, well, and you know what enticed me more was the word free. If it's free, it's got to be worth a dabble, innit? If it's going to cost you a £5, you think, can I justify a £5? It puts you off a little bit, but free, happy days, we'll have a bash at that. So I remember logging on, and there in front of me was two individuals already having a chat, Demi and Scott. No idea who these people were. Had their England or GB outfit on, so I thought, oh, they're obviously the host. And a couple of other people joined us. One was a coach that I knew of. So it was quite weird because, one, I was really nervous, wasn't quite sure what to expect. And like I said, I didn't particularly have any brief on these ladies, either of them. So it was all quite nice. And we just got chatting, and then they brought up this wellbeing wheel. So I thought, oh, this is going to be quite interesting. It's like proper formal. It's not just the chat. We're getting taught something. This is well exciting. So we talked about the wellness wheel, and at the time I'd already signed up to a level 2 in mental health for children. So it worked beautifully. So I was like, this is just going to hit with this as well, because I'm doing this course at the same time. So we had a really good chat, and happened to mention my tale to Demi and to Scott, with Phoebe, my daughter, saying, hockey's a life at the moment, but it isn't. She can't go anywhere. She's finding it hard. So Demi had mentioned she'd get in touch if she could with one of the players, and she'd organise a message for it. Would you like that? I was like, seriously, you'd do that? She's like, yeah, just leave it with us. So I came away quite smug, thinking, you know what? Nobody's ever done anything like that for me before. That is really nice. And I'd still no idea who this Demi was. So I was like, I didn't even know what Demi's last name was. I'd just seen this Demi. So I was like, okay. And next minute, Scott had emailed me, and Demi had emailed me, said, this is going to go ahead. I've managed to get one of the players. I've been in touch with Hannah. She's going to send you a message. So I was like, oh, this is just unbelievable. This is just like proper made our day. So Phoebes gets this message, and it was absolutely buzzing. Emailed her back, said, I can't thank you enough. That was just unbelievable. You've just made our lockdown. And then we got chatting again. And I said to them, I explained to them, I feel a bit of a fraud really as a coach. I've got this level 2. I'm now called a hockey coach, but I don't particularly feel I know what I'm doing. I said, I've still got the tools in the bag. I said, but still no, I'm not, who reads the instructions when all said and done? You're just going to go out and wing it, aren't you? So I said, so she was saying, well, she mentioned a couple of books that, maybe have a read of. So, and again, thank you for that. Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. That is the best book ever. And then I discovered podcasts. That was a new, what is a podcast? Well, hello. I challenged myself during lockdown to go 5K a day. So I was running it, get it over with, half an hour, in, out, bang, done. Then I discovered podcasts, going, well, I can't run and listen to my podcast because it takes an hour. So I'd have to walk, but it's good because I can stick my podcast in and learn a load more. So then I discovered, Gary, your podcast. So you were in my ears. Then I discovered The Talent Equation. So Stuart Armstrong were in my ears. Then I discovered the Magic Academy. So then Russell Earnshaw's in my ear. So it's great. So I'm listening to all these people, chuckling to myself, walking around the street with the dog for an hour, doing the same circuit around the estate. So I'm all adding to my bag. So then at this point, I'm going, right, I'm ready now. I feel like I'm empowered. My tools have now explained them. I've watched this little YouTube videos on my tools. I've got them ready. So then I went back into England Hockey, another wellbeing session. Got hooked on them. Why? Because they're free. So why not? Let's go network with people. So went on them. I was expecting, bitterly disappointed. I was expecting old Demi and Scott on there. And then Paul's there. I was like,
Thanks.
oh, I'm expecting you. I thought this was Demi's thing. But anyway, and that's when there was a lady on from South Africa, and I think Scott was on as well, wasn't he? So it was great. So we got to meeting different people. It was just great chatting what was going on in South Africa, what the lockdown was like, what the impact it's had, all the rest of it. And then I went on another wellbeing one. So I was loving these wellbeing ones because, again, I could feel that I'd gone on this journey. And for me, it's like, and I met Demi again. So by this point, I've Googled Demi. Who's Demi? Oh my word, that's who Demi is. That was interesting. What a great person Demi is. So I was chatting to her, and then obviously got to meet Paul. And then that was when Paul said to me to give the feedback, because we've been discussing, haven't we? He said, it's important for us that we learn, from what I'd been through, type of thing. And then in the meantime, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and explore and go on the courses. So I booked on the England hockey courses, but with a totally different mindset, because I knew what I was, 12 months ago, because it was June last year that I did these courses. I am now a totally different person. So I knew I wasn't going to get answers. I knew you guys weren't going to present us with a page of drills to go away. And I remember being on one of the courses, and I think it was the attacking course. It was one that you and Matt did, actually, Gary. I love that course, but it was interesting in the breakout rooms. So I love going in these breakout rooms now, because you're meeting a load of randomers. But I happened to be in a breakout room with a girl from the Northwest, which was great. And I'd come across a local club and having the conversations. And she was saying, in fact, no, I tell a lie, there was three of us. There was a guy from Chorley, a guy called Rob from Chorley, who I know, and this girl from Clitheroe. And the three of us, coincidentally, I don't know if it was organised or whatever, from the Northwest, happened to be in the same breakout room. Love the attacking workshop. Yeah. There was just something about it. There was just, I don't know, I think tapping into what expectations were. I loved the buzzwords. So they weren't the classic buzzwords of, I did one the other night, which was the coaching for club players. The big focus was around end in mind and the golden thread. Whereas with the attacking workshop, we learnt new words. So we learnt about development things. We learnt about, I call it a fast and furious, because I always get the last two words. So it's the forward, first, fast kind of scenarios, going away. So that kind of ticked a few boxes that as a beginner coach, when you're going on these courses, you really got to see. And it was like, yeah, this is great. I feel like I'm learning something. And so I really like that course. That's been my favourite one. And I'm hoping the defending is going to be something very similar. And I think, like I say, the fact you can do it in your own home, and you don't have to factor in a half day off work, travel an hour at the end of the day, and back to your kids. You can sit your kids in front of the TV and still educate yourself.